Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Legendary. It's Wednesday. I'm your host, Joanne. I am the Director of Marketing and Live Training here with Legendary Marketer. And of course, we have another fantastic guest that I'm excited to bring on. Before I bring her on, if you are new to the show and you would like to receive text messages every time we go live, please go ahead and text the letters WUL to 813-296-8553. And of course, if you want any of the cool legendary merch like this lightweight gray hoodie, you can head over to belegendary.shop. And last but not least, going to do all of my little pitches this morning. If you would like to be a featured guest on the show, you do not need to be an affiliate of Legendary. If you are in the online space and you are a digital marketer and you love what we do here at Legendary, we would love to have you on the show. You can go and complete a form at legendarymarketer.com/featured, and we'll take a look and see if you're a fit. Well, without further ado, please help me welcome Miriam to the show. Hello, how are you doing?
Hi, Joanne. How are you?
I'm doing well. You shared off camera before we started an interview. You recently moved from California to Florida, but you're in Florida now. How is it there?
Humid, definitely a little humid, but it's good. We're still waiting on our place to be ready, so we're recording from a hotel right now, but it's working.
Awesome. I love that. So it's like really recent, I'm assuming?
Yeah, like last week.
Last week. All right. So welcome. You're on the East Coast. You're closer to Dave, Legendary headquarters. And I hope Florida is a fantastic move for you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Very exciting. So share with us a little bit about your history and how you found Legendary to begin with.
Okay, so back in December, I had custody of my 15-year-old brother, and the night before Christmas, he passed away, just of kind of mental illness issues. So that was a really, really rough time for me, but it also really opened my eyes to we're not guaranteed any time on this earth, especially with our loved ones. And so that, to me, I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I was like, there's absolutely no way I'm wasting any more time here away from my family, working for someone else, fulfilling their dreams, when my dream is to just be with those that I love. And so I found another legendary marketer on TikTok, and I was like, man, if she can do this, I was like, I don't know anyone that's more motivated to change this situation than I am right now. I was like, what do I have to lose? Absolutely nothing. So I went ahead and started the program, and I have to say, a whole mindset shift happened for me during those 15 days. As much as I learned marketing skills, I learned how to believe in myself. I learned so much motivation and confidence, and really felt like I was pouring into myself for the first time. And so I found a lot of purpose in this program, and that's kind of what made me stick with it and decide that this was going to be something I could do long term.
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
That's pretty major. I know that's heavy. That's always going to be there. There's no getting past it. You just kind of you live within it and find the best way through it. And it looks like you are. And
100%.
Yeah. Wow. And you have this beautiful daughter that's 3 that is now seeing you transform right before her eyes in her formative years.
Yeah. She literally wakes up in the morning and she's like, Mommy, you're so smart. You're so beautiful. She's the sweetest girl, but we speak these things out loud, the stuff we wouldn't have, we never did before. But we're living so intentionally now with so much purpose that even my 3-year-old wakes up and she's like, we're smart, we're beautiful, we're confident.
I love that. And it's so hard that it's such an important lesson and a reminder for all of us. And hopefully someone listening right now can feel this before a tragedy and before the heartache happens,
Yeah,
right? That can start living that way immediately, because nothing's promised. 5 minutes from now isn't promised,
exactly.
quite honestly. And so it's like, how do we have to at some point, we got to make a decision. What do we want our tomorrow to look like?
Exactly. Yeah. I just like was not, I wish I would have learned the lesson sooner, but I was like, there's no way, knowing what I know now, that I could continue to just live my life working, 60 hours a week, doing, busting my butt for somebody else and not being there to make memories with my family. Because at the end of the day, like, if I were to lose someone tomorrow, I don't want to have that regret that
Right.
I just chose to not care about my own goals and my family and those that I love. So that was like the game changer for me.
Yeah, that's huge. All right. So I love what you shared, that it wasn't just learning skills in the challenge when you went through it, that you gained so much more insight and self-confidence. And how did that really uncover was it scary as it was revealing itself?
I never knew that I would cry learning marketing skills.
That actually is really normal, and no one really talks about it that I've seen in interviews. But as like when I was a BPA, and that's a really common emotion to feel and to go through.
It was just like uncovering a lot. And like the first day I went to start posting on social media, I was like, can I do this? People are going to judge me. And I was like, what are people going to think? What is this or that? And then I went back and I rewatched some of those last lessons that Dave shares in that challenge. And I was like, man, like, nobody's paying my bills. Nobody's guaranteeing me a tomorrow. I'm the only one that can change my situation. And nothing changes if I'm not willing to take a risk. I was like, it's posting a video on social media. Like, the grand scheme of things, the risk is not that big, but the reward is. So I was like, I can definitely
let's talk about that, because a lot of people feel like the lions are coming out of the bushes the second we hit post.
Yeah, like I definitely had that after my first post. I sat there, I was like, what's gonna happen? And I was like, guess what? Nothing crazy happens.
Nope, nothing happens. And pretty soon, usually for many of us, after that very first video, we go, why didn't I get more views? Why didn't I get trolls? Where are all the haters at?
Oh my gosh, my first viral video, I remember how excited I was when I went to my husband and I was like, babe, we have haters. I think we made it. Like, I learned, like, it's just not that serious. Like, you just got to have fun with it. Otherwise, it's kind of like working for someone else. If you don't enjoy it, like, I don't know. I've learned to just kind of have fun making my posts, laughing at the people that are hating. Like, obviously, this is not their journey. They're allowed to make their comments from their keyboards. I'll let them,
Yeah. And you have a mission. You have a goal. You have your set desires, life, why, all of that you're going for, and no one else is in charge of that. And if that means you get to achieve those things because you just hit post,
yeah,
then talk away, do whatever you want to do on my video.
It's that easy. Like, yeah. Say thank you for the free engagement.
I know. It's so easy to say that, but I know in the moment it's so hard. It's every now and then we'll even get someone in the group that it's like, oh, this one hurt, the comment, and if it's stopping you from taking action, like it really kind of hurt your soul, hurt your ego, just block and delete and move on.
Exactly.
Don't let it ruin your day, and definitely don't let it ruin your business.
For sure.
Because it's giving that random stranger user 7654321 on TikTok
all of your
power over your life.
Yeah.
Like, really, that's what it is. You're giving a stranger power over your life when you make a decision of how you're going to continue to act based off of this comment.
Exactly.
And that's when you really like sit in that thought for a little bit, it's kind of like, dang, do I really want to do that? Do I want to give this random person control over my life, my future, my family's future?
Like, I feel like we all start this side hustle because we want freedom, right? So like if we want freedom, we also want control over what we're putting our energy into. So like if that's what we're wanting, why would we give that to some stranger on the internet? You know, I wouldn't. It's a conscious choice. Like I won't ever give my power or, you know, happiness into the hands of someone else if that's something that's fully within my control.
Right.
I can take that.
Yeah. And I know that's even a concern about people in our real life, our friends and family. What are they going to say? Oh, this, you know, I always say Aunt Susie. Every now and then I have someone in the comments, they're like, oh, Joanne's bringing Aunt Susie back. But what if there's Aunt Susie with her comments and she thinks this is bad and a scam and, oh, don't do it. You need to go get a job. You need to stick with a 9 to 5 until you retire and die. But it's like sometimes if you're not taking action just because you hear Aunt Susie's voice, that family member, that close friend's voice in your head, you got to turn that off too. You're giving them that same power that you're giving a troll if you're not taking. And is that worth it?
Yeah, it's just not, you know, and like I've learned just not to take that personally. Like a lot of people, like especially like my older family members, like they don't get it, they don't understand it, and that's fine. I just let them know like, hey, like that's fine, like that is not your journey, it's my journey. It's okay if you don't understand it. Like I still love you and I'm still gonna post that TikTok, but we're good. Like,
and we can block you if you're gonna keep looking at it. And
sometimes you gotta put them on mute, you know. Snooze for 30 days. That's an option on Facebook.
There's snooze, there's block, there's restricted where they see that you're friends, but they don't see a single post that you ever put out.
Yeah, we got options in 2023.
So many options that you can decide for those friends and family. So just put them where you need to and then keep going.
Yeah.
And then do what you need to do.
Exactly.
Don't let those, they're not the excuse to stop or to not
100%.
continue forward. Yeah, totally. So how is your partner? It sounds like he's supportive.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like I found a unicorn. Anything I've tried a few things in this time that we've been together the last 5 years, and I feel like everything that I do, he's like, yeah, do it. What can I do? Should we get t-shirts made? Like he's always 100%. So every time I post something, he's like, I'm sharing, commenting, sending it to my friends. Like he's definitely my number one fan. Like he will tell you he does not understand at all. Like he doesn't know what digital marketing is, but he's like, yeah, I believe in you. If you're doing it, you got it. We're good.
Like, yeah, I love the branding. I love how he talks about a t-shirt because that is always my go-to. Anytime I'm talking with anybody about logos or what to name a business, I always meant, well, what is it going to look like on a t-shirt?
Yeah, and then
t-shirt, what kind of t-shirts could we make? And if it's a cool t-shirt, then it's a good idea.
Yeah, he brought up a super good point the other day. He's like, we should put your social media handles on a vinyl sticker on our car. He's like, you know how many people we pass in traffic? He's like, we do road trips all the time. So
yeah,
we might have to try that out.
They do it all the time, especially with cars, like car social media. But yeah, do it. See what happens. How amazing would it be if you get somebody that comments, hey, I saw your car on the way to Yellowstone or wherever you are in the world.
That would be awesome.
Right? That would be so cool. I love it. So did I see correctly that you gained how many followers on Facebook in 4 months?
77,000.
77,000. And did you use your personal Facebook account that you already had established, or did you start a business page?
So I started with my personal one, where I had a few friends on there, but I really didn't post too much at all. So I had heard that Facebook really likes older accounts, and I was like, I'll try it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Clearly, I had thrown caution to the wind, so I really didn't care if, like, family, friends saw. I was like, I'm doing it. And I think it was like my second or third reel I posted. got like 2.5 million views. And then it was kind of just like up from there. And I really liked that Facebook Messenger, like when people would message me, it kind of filtered to like people I know, people I may know, and then spam. And so I could really like filter through messages really easy so that I could really engage. And then that business page will like list out all the comments you have to respond to. So like I was on top of engaging and responding to everyone that commented, and like,
yeah. So I missed it. So at some point you switched to a business page.
It was my personal one, but it was like a digital creator.
Okay. Got you.
But it was my personal, like the one I had for 10 years.
Awesome. Okay. 77,000. I love it. That is amazing. Nice work. So the next question, because I know it's already going to be in the comments. Well, what did you post in the first week?
So the first week, I think my first post, I think, was just like facts about affiliate marketing. So it was like, did you know these things about digital marketing?
Yeah.
And then I just left it at that. So that people that because I didn't have like a following, it was just like my family and friends. I was like, well, this has enough info, but is lightly ambiguous that they're going to be like, what are you talking about? And so I knew that would get them to kind of comment, and I would be able to like respond and let them know, hey, I'm trying out something new. And then kind of went from there. And then my next couple posts were just more of like aimed at like a learning how to make money online, because that was what I was going through. And then I also posted a journey, like kind of why I started, about losing my brother and then finding that new purpose in my life. And so I had like educational, inspiring, and like helpful content. And I kind of like stayed to that cadence for a really long time. Like I still rock that, actually. Yeah.
I love that. So there's consistency involved.
Yes.
But it's different types, different themes, so to speak. Well,
yeah.
Pillars, that's the fancy name for it these days, right? But of how you follow and make sure you offer variety, and so that you hit all of your audiences in different ways. They get different servings of what you're giving to them.
Yeah, because I feel like it's a digital marketing is what I'm doing, but I'm also a person, and I feel like I didn't want everything to just be like, I'm selling this. It's, hey, this is why I chose to take this journey. Like I recently, like super recently, discovered that like my target audience is not just people that want to make money online. My target audience is people that want to find a greater purpose and need something that's gonna light their souls on fire and get them to wake up every day and think, I have these things to look forward to, when they sometimes feel like there's not a whole lot else to look forward to. And in that process, you do make money, which is great, but like that's not the priority, I guess.
Right. Oh, like I can't even tell you how beautifully you worded that. And everyone needs to go back and re-watch that whole section right there. One of the biggest problems I see anytime in our community, people going through their education, they're filling out their business plan, and say they decide they're going to go into the wealth niche. And it's the audience, anybody that wants to make money. And it's like, it can't be that.
Because everyone wants to make money.
That's the whole world. It's the whole world. You can't market to the whole world. So you actually defined your audience by a specific desire.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. And there's so many ways to niche down and dial in an audience. And I love how you pinpoint a desire that you relate to personally, that you understand, you felt pain in that desire of not having it, what that looks like, and you can speak to it, and you can make endless amounts of content based on that, because a lot of it's mindset. So you have all of these pieces of content that you don't have to talk about marketing specifically or learning. It's just mindset that you can add into it.
Yeah, so I've added in a lot of mindset stuff because that's what I'm doing on my day-to-day. And so For a while there, I didn't talk about like the mindset work I was doing in my posts. They were only going in my stories. And I was like, why would I only leave this on my story if it's such an integral part of what my page is? I was like, I should definitely just start dropping this into the reels. They should be permanent. This is permanent stuff.
You think it was, but I bet it was part of the journey you needed to go through, though, because stories disappears. Like you're sharing, but you're also pulling it away.
And I think that's what it was. I think you're right. I think you're onto something. It takes a lot to share that, like, you're not where you want to be. You see where you want to go, but you're not there. And saying that out loud to 77,000 people is kind of scary. Because again, it's not like a salesy thing. It's just me opening up to people and showing them who I am, which is way harder than selling stuff. 100%.
But you're going to actually sell more because you shared that you're human and that you're open to connection, you're open to struggles, and you're open to overcoming them.
100%.
People attract to that. They attract to that. People don't want to hang out on a social media page with somebody that's always having a pity party.
Yeah.
And they can see somebody that's like, you know what? I'm feeling this. This is my struggle. This is the struggle I've had, but this is how I'm working on it every day. Let's work on this together. Does this help you? There's so much you could do with that. And man, that's just, it's beautiful. And what a gift you're sharing. What a gift you're sharing with your followers.
It just, to me, like I just remember how low of a place it can be when you feel like there's not a purpose and like you're really just living in that grief. And I just remember thinking, like, I can only imagine how my brother felt or other people feel that are in that same mindset. I was like, I could make the choice to stay in this grief and it would be a valid place to be.
Right.
Like I felt a loss.
Right.
But it's also equally as valid for me to say, hey, I'm going to live my life with such purpose that I will never be the person that makes someone feel that way. I could be the person that speaks life into someone that didn't feel like they had any left. I can share that piece of my story so that other people know, like, hey, she gets it, and there's other options than staying where you are.
Yeah. And I love that you acknowledge it is valid feeling. It's not wrong to feel that grief. It's not wrong to want to almost stay in there, because I bet there's some guilt in feeling like some people are asking you to move past it too.
Yeah. And sure. People that are like, how can you move past it? How can you show up on social media and make TikToks all day? Like, it's not that they're separate, you know? I can grieve and also choose to live a life of purpose and still carry on all these memories of my brother and the things I wish we still got to do together.
Yeah.
They exist at the same time, but I can choose that I'm not going to live a life of negativity and purposeless and sad. I can continue to move on and speak life into myself and those around me and motivate, because I feel like the days that I'm really tough on myself, like I can sit in that all day and it doesn't get any better. Right. But if I make that choice, hey, I'm going to go outside. Hey, I'm going to listen to a podcast. I'm going to do this, something to just get myself out of that rut. Like, it doesn't make things go away, but it does improve like my energy, and it helps me keep moving forward. And then like, it just keeps me from being stuck in like a rough spot.
Yeah. And then in the end, helping yourself, you're helping so many others.
Yeah.
And honoring your brother and the beautiful memories you have with him, you know? Very cool. Man, this is a deep conversation, and I really appreciate and thank you for just sharing this piece with all of us today. I know it's, you know, it can be difficult, and your story is like many others. We all have messy, beautiful life.
Yeah.
We're all in some form or fashion. That's just part of living. And I really appreciate you sharing it. So yeah.
Thank you.
Very cool. But so share with us, just to switch gears a little bit, what's your advice for someone in the challenge that is in this state of worry, but they don't have a big why. They're the ones that sit here and they're going, I haven't had a massive tragedy in my life. I don't totally hate my job. It's fine.
That's literally the best.
Like
my
you don't
God.
have, so then they think like I have nothing to talk about because I don't have some deep, dramatic, heavy story behind it.
Yeah. You absolutely don't need a heavy story. So anyone out there that's like, man, like I kind of just started this because it seemed cool because I want to make money, but I don't need it, or I'm not, nothing rough's going on. That's amazing. You can speak to that. Like, hey, this is what I'm doing in my free time. Look at what I've learned. Like, people play D&D. I have friends that do that on their weekends, and they talk about that all the time. Like people read books. That's exciting. And they'll hop on their Instagram and talk about the books they read. It's no different. You can have a really awesome journey that doesn't have a super deep meaning. You can just get on and talk like, hey, I learned this and it's freaking cool. And these are all the skills I learned. And then it can still build your confidence. And you can still, you're probably posting TikToks anyways. You know what I mean? Like,
and you're just finding your audience that are probably similar to you in some form or fashion too, because there are like 1 billion, 7 billion or something people out there.
Exactly.
And everyone can have their piece of an audience. There's enough to go around for all of us. So if you just show up authentically, right? Book talk is freaking huge. If you're into books and, that's part of who your audience is, go with that. Start making content around it,
Like, I feel like because affiliate marketing is such a big thing, the training is so valuable to literally anyone that wants to learn it. You don't have to go into the wealth niche.
No,
anyone with literally any hobby, I guarantee there's a program that this will be applicable to. And even, like, I would say, even if you don't choose to go on and do affiliate marketing, there is so much valuable, inspiring, motivating things that are in that challenge that are just good for your life.
Right? It is. You will see things a little bit differently. You might make a few different choices day to day, or how you speak to someone else, or how you think about yourself.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with even being an entrepreneur and launching a digital marketing business. It's just those little things that might just make your life a hair sweeter in your day.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, right? And you're right, like the challenge and if those choose to take the optional additional education, I know people that have gone through our programs and they became funnel builders. They became social media managers. They went and actually got digital marketing jobs because that was the route they wanted to take, and they got the knowledge here. There is so many paths on this journey and options.
Yeah.
Like
it's not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
It's like every journey is unique. You can do it exactly the way you want, and you can get out of it whatever you'd like. But your journey doesn't look like anyone else's. Like, that's the coolest part, is like, I could be equally as successful as Joe Schmo over here, and we could have completely different niches, completely different content, and both be have taken different things out of that challenge, but like equally as successful in our own business.
Yeah. I think I'm with you. I think that's what's so cool about it. That's what I love about digital marketing.
Yeah.
It is also something that is the struggle, because students here, like, when you go down this path, you have to make some choices for yourself. It's not a one size fit all, like you do A, B, C, and D, and everybody does the same A and everybody does the same B, and that's it. And they're looking for that exact checklist.
But that's the part that requires that growth of your like your mindset. You have to have that shift where you go, I'm okay with this being my journey in my business. Because if you want it to be something that you create and it's yours, like it's your plan on your time, your hours, then it can't be the same as everybody else's.
Right.
Because that's their plan.
Right. Because ultimately, you're just looking for a digital marketing boss, a digital marketing manager to tell you what to do each day.
Yeah.
I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, definitely be consistent, make your own schedule, make the checklist that you need to do for your business every day. But you answer to you. You're the boss. You're the CEO of your own
Yeah.
business that you're building, and you decide.
You control your content, you control who you respond to, you control where your energy goes. If you want to work 2 hours every day, you can. If you want to take one day and create all your content, you can do that. It's whatever you like. It's your journey. Like,
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's same with the question of which funnel builder should I use? Doesn't matter.
Nope.
Just pick one. Which platform should I start on? The one you like the most. Start there and then add the rest.
Literally, that's
later.
what I did.
Right? Start with the one you know the most and that you like using regularly. And then go from there. Everybody, you're going to end. There are some people like you that just blow up on Facebook. Others are like struggle bus. Facebook is the struggle bus. I love TikTok. I'm doing amazing on TikTok. There is no right or wrong way. It's just how it works, but you don't know what's going to work for you until you dive in and go.
Literally, I post all the same stuff to all the platforms. I got my 77,000 on Facebook. I got my 6,000 on TikTok. And I finally hit 500 on Instagram, and I've been posting the exact same thing in the exact same amount of time.
Perfect example, guys. Perfect example. It's not going to have the same growth at the same speed on every single social media channel.
Exactly. Yeah. I was excited to hit triple digits on Instagram, and by the time I did that, I already had 50,000 followers on Facebook. And I was like, man, why do I even try? But it's because it's valuable and you don't know how your content's going to perform on each platform.
Well, and you don't know how they're going to push out content a week from now, how they're going to adjust the algorithm for August.
Yeah. And my audience is different on every platform. It's not like I have the same followers. So that may be 500, only 500 people compared to 77,000, but that's 500 different people.
Right. So true. Could you imagine 500 people? You know, I've said it before, 500 people in a room that you walk into that's just there to listen to you talk.
That's crazy.
Cool. Cool. And then you think of 77,000 and we're like at the stadium level. Hello, Taylor Swift.
So crazy.
Right? But that's awesome. And when you put it into perspective, it's the 500 on Instagram is amazing. And I know many of people that make a solid, consistent living off of 500 followers on
it doesn't take a lot of people. It just takes a really strong connection to your audience. If you have good engagement, it doesn't matter if you have 500,000 or 50.
Yeah.
If those 50 people are, on your email list and are listening to you every day and talking to you and you're forming those connections, you're equally as successful as the person that has 500,000 followers and no engagement.
Exactly. And that's a hard pill to swallow because people are like, oh, really? And it's like, no, really. The small, intimate following will usually convert at a higher percentage.
Yeah. Than you can have those conversations. You're not overwhelmed and inundated with people requesting crazy things in your inbox.
Right.
I'll say that I feel like I had better conversions after my viral post stopped than when it was viral because I couldn't keep up. I couldn't keep up with the amount of people that were requesting things from me and messaging and commenting. But whenever that kind of slowed down and it was just regular, steady engagement, I could communicate in the DMs. I have really amazing conversations in my email campaigns that people will respond to me, and then I'll get to have a full conversation and learn their story, and like we really form a relationship through those emails, so that when it comes time for them to do other things besides just the challenge, and they're open to it because they trust me and they trust that I'm leading them somewhere because we form that bond.
Right. Oh, it's just weaved in everything that you say. The sale is not the priority.
It's not. It's the people.
It's the people. It's the connection. And I already know, and I'm not even seeing a single email, but I already can tell that if somebody responded to an email of yours, you weren't like, so you want to click my link and buy right now? You were like, how are you? Thanks for reaching out.
100%.
And you're getting to know them. I guarantee it's a total like meeting a friend for the first time for coffee.
Because if they landed on my page, they landed on my campaign, they already have my link. They know what I'm offering. But that's not why they emailed me. They emailed me because they want to get to know me. They want me to know them so that I can understand their story and I can give them an honest answer. Like, is this the right path for you? Is this something that you're even interested in? Why would I want you to? I don't want to make a sale for something that's not going to benefit you. That's bad business, you know? Like,
really, I agree.
I wouldn't want you to take a 15-day challenge for something if you tell me, hey, I will never be on social media. I don't like to write emails and I hate talking to people or having any type of like meaningful relationship. And I'm not willing to dedicate time to it. Right. If you say that, I'd say, hey, like, maybe this isn't for you. That's okay. Mm-hmm. It's not for everybody, but I will still have that conversation with you. I'll still nurture that connection. And if something in your life changes and you think you're willing to put in the steps that it's gonna take to be successful, I'm still here and I'm still rooting for you, even if your journey is not affiliate marketing.
Right. Oh, beautiful. Just like your energy around you, and it's clear that you share realistic expectations with anyone that you're talking to. You're not like, hey, all right, take the $7 challenge, become a gazillionaire on day 16. And, you're being realistic about education, and the path, about the work, about the mindset work that goes into it.
Yeah. And when I share about the challenge, when I talk about it, I don't like, a lot of my stuff is not just, oh my gosh, and you're going to learn how to make so much money. Like, you're going to learn how to be confident in yourself. You're going to learn how to show up and know what you're talking about. Like, these things are so much more important to me because they're skills that are going to outlast any career I have. And they're like applicable in my day-to-day life. The way I walk, the way I talk to people. In my 9-to-5 job, I'm in management. Like, my people leading skills, I feel like benefited from this challenge. Yeah. And so like the way I get to show up for my associates, that's amazing. And it's because I learned to be a better person through the challenge.
As I went down this path long ago and really focused on marketing as my thing, as what I love, I feel like I became a better mom.
Yes.
Too. Like, I just feel like I was just more open that way. And it's just amazing. You just don't know how it's going to uncover, become a better spouse, become a better friend, become a better, child to my elderly parents. There were so many different things that just because my mindset changed, and I did find purpose again,
Yeah. And I've had so many shifts just in the last 4 months that it feels like things I have different priorities and I have a different perspective. So like when my daughter wakes up early or she stays up way, way too late, I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Like, yeah, I'm probably tired, but I'm also like, man, like, I will never get this moment back.
Yeah.
Like, every single moment of my life, like even this, like, I want to live so intentionally that if I looked back on, even the last 24 hours, I don't look back and say, man, I wasted so much time. I can say, hey, like, I gave grace today. I gave grace to myself, my daughter, my husband. I appreciated the memories we got to make. I got to show up and I engaged with 10 people that decided to say yes to a decision that's going to affect their mindset so that they can show up differently in their life as well. Mm-hmm. Like, those kinds of things are such blessings that I don't think I would have appreciated like a year ago.
Yeah. Wow. I just so appreciate everything that you're sharing today. And I hope everyone that's watching right now really lets this soak in of there's so many wins. There's so many gains when you go down this path and you're open to it. You're open to learning. You're open to a little bit of growth, a little bit of change, open to identifying things that you can change within yourself.
Yeah.
And it can be a fantastic process. And it can be a little emotional. A little bit of tears may come. A little frustration with the tech. But we'll get you through it, right? It's all part of it, because at the end of the day, it's yours. It's all yours. It's no one else's business except you. So you get to go out there and make it exactly what you want it to be, which is very cool.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Share where do you go from now? Are you sticking with Facebook? Are you like determined to make Instagram work?
I've got so much focus on Instagram right now. I really want to be successful there. I record most of my content in there, hoping that it'll connect one day. But I have such a nice following on Facebook that I'm confident that that platform will continue to engage for me. So yeah, all in on Instagram right now. Fingers crossed.
Everybody go give her some love. I have her handle on the screen.
I would appreciate it so much, guys.
Oh, wow. I love it. And I assume you're doing stories every day. You're posting.
Yeah.
And you're clearly amazing in the DMs with building connection. So we just got to get it rolling and keep.
Yeah, it'll get there. I just trust the process. I feel like the people that show up every day, like, it'll get better eventually. You know, like, no one's ever failed forever. I feel like that never happens. So I'm confident it'll work out eventually.
It's not possible to fail forever. Fail is just a learning moment, right?
That's right.
I guess technically, yeah, it is possible. We're failing every day at all times. We just learn and figure it out.
Yeah.
How you overcome it, right?
Yeah. So every day, just little tweaks. But stay consistent, even whenever it looks like it's not going anywhere, because 500 is still 500 people. That's still a lot.
It is. I love it. I love it. Okay, you have to come back. I want you to meet Dave.
I would love to.
I'm going to reach out to you later because I want updates. I'm going to go follow your accounts, check this all out and all of that. And I so appreciate you coming on today and sitting down and chatting with me and sharing your story, not with just me, but with everyone here in our community. And it's just greatly appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Thanks again. All right, everyone, please go give Miriam a follow on TikTok and Instagram at Make Money with Miriam. All connected, no dashes, no hyphens, just at Make Money with Miriam. Please go give her a follow. And tomorrow we are back live with Dave and another amazing guest. I know it's a returning guest, I believe, tomorrow. So that is one not to miss either. Everyone have a fantastic day. Let's